Khalti हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो थर्ड प्यानलिस्ट हुनुहुन्छ मिस्टर सनम चित्रकार. He is co-founder and director of Biruwa Advisors Pvt. So आजको प्यानल डिस्कसनमा चाहिँ हामी मोस्टली यही कुरामा फोकस्ड हुन्छौँ कि अब यो कोरोना भाइरसले गर्दा चाहिँ कस्तो कस्तो च्यालेन्जेसहरू ल्याएको छ र कस्तो च्यालेन्जेसहरू हामीले अझै फेस गर्न बाँकी छ र त्यसलाई चाहिँ कसरी सल्भ गर्ने अथवा अबको स्टेप्सहरू कसरी लिने भन्ने कुरामा मोर फोकस्ड हुन्छौँ र त्यही कुरामा डिस्कस पनि गर्छौँ. र त्यो प्यानल डिस्कसन दिवेश दाइले मोडरेट गर्दा गर्दै तपाईँहरूको पनि केही क्वेसन्स छ भने तपाईँहरूले पनि सोधेर यो डिस्कसनमा इन्भल्भ हुन सक्नुहुन्छ. त्यति भन्दै यो इन्ट्रोडक्सनलाई चाहिँ यही सिद्ध्याउँदै म अबको सेसन दिवेश दाइलाई ह्यान्ड ओभर गर्न चाहन्छु. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Garima, for a wonderful start, and welcome everyone for this first ever live meetup for the startups. Like COVID, I think we've entered into the second week, and looking to the data, international data trend or analysis or in the days to come, it's going to be in the prolonged, or maybe like it can go more than that, you know. You lockdown, economic steel, your situation, how we gonna go, how we gonna move ahead, you whole start your whole series start यो प्यानलमा चाहिँ हामीले फिनटेकबाट मनीषलाई भयो, त्यसपछि हाम्रो फुडटेक फुडमान्डुबाट चाहिँ हाम्रो निदान, अनि हाम्रो बिरुवा एडभाइजर्स जसले चाहिँ म्यानेजमेन्ट कन्सल्टिङ र इन्भेस्टमेन्टहरुको कामहरुमा पनि उहाँहरु एकदम एक्टिभली इन्भल्भ हुनुहुन्छ. उहाँहरुलाई चाहिँ सनम दाइहरुलाई पनि बोलाएको छु. So without delaying much, I would like to start this whole panel discussion. So are you guys ready? So your panel ma चाहिँ मेरो पहिलो प्रश्न चाहिँ I think I'll start with the Manish, Nidhaan, and then Sanam Dai यसरी सुरु गरिरहेको छु मैले. यो COVID-19 को यो whole thing ले चाहिँ crisis मा चाहिँ how you handling this, Manish? Khalti aspire ले चाहिँ यो अहिलेको whole जुन crisis scenario छ यसलाई चाहिँ कसरी तिमीले handle गरिरहेको छौ, like remote work or operational shutdown, how you are handling this?
So सबभन्दा पहिला नमस्कार सबैलाई. मेरो तर्फबाट म मनीष मोदी, एज गरिमा सेड, म खल्ती भन्ने एउटा अनलाइन डिजिटल पेमेन्टको एउटा प्लेटफर्म हो, त्यसको को-फाउन्डर हो म. र इफ वी सी हामीले चाहिँ पहिला के बुझ्नुपर्छ भने दिस इज नट द नर्मल टाइम, इट्स अ क्राइसिसको टाइम छ एउटा, र ठुलो भनौँ न एउटा डिफिकल्ट सिचुएसन छ अहिले हैन. सो हामीले चाहिँ एउटा मात्र मन्त्र ल्याएको छौँ हैन हाम्रो कम्पनीमा, द्याट इज टफ टाइम डोन्ट लास्ट, टफ पिपल डु हैन. सो इन दिस सिचुएसन इफ हामीले चाहिँ हैन आफ्नो स्ट्रेन्थलाई चाहिँ युज गरेर हाउ वी गोना सल्भ दिस प्रब्लम, बिकज लाइक एज वी अल नो हैन एन्टरप्रेन्योरशिप भनेकै प्रब्लम सल्युसनलाई सल्भ गर्ने हो हैन, एउटा प्रोसेस हो. सो त्यो प्रोसेसमा हामी हुँदा चाहिँ हामीले पनि यो प्रब्लमहरु अहिले टन्नै फेस गरिरहेको छौँ. वी हेभ अ म्यासिभ टिम हैन जसलाई चाहिँ म्यानेज गर्न इट्स नट इजी टास्क हैन. सो अहिले करेन्टली फर्स्ट थिङ मैले चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ गर्न स्टार्ट गरेको भनेको चाहिँ फर्स्ट अफ अल वी शुड बी हेल्दी हैन. इफ वी आर नट हेल्दी वी क्यान नट कन्ट्रिब्युट टु एनीथिङ. सो विथ द मेसेज कि जबसम्म हामी आफैलाई चाहिँ फिजिकली र मेन्टली स्ट्रङ गर्दैनौँ हामीले चाहिँ कन्ट्रिब्युट गर्न सक्दैनौँ. सो वी हेभ बिन फोकसिङ अन एभ्रीवन्स, नट जस्ट को-फाउन्डर्स अदर्स. यो इन्टायर टिमको चाहिँ वी चेक कि एभ्रीबडी इज फिट एन्ड फाइन, कसैलाई केही डिफिकल्टी छ कि छैन फर्स्ट थिङ हैन. त्यसपछि चाहिँ वी हेभ डिभाइडेड थिङ्स लाइक एट आवर एन्ड हैन मल्टिपल. अब हामी आफै डिजिटल फाइनेन्समा हुँदा चाहिँ it's a time for us where we can contribute to society and make people aware of this situation, ki how digital finance can help you fight this battle easily. Like हुन्छ नि कति कुरो चाहिँ अब हामी घर बसी पनि गर्न सक्छौं, त्यो कुरोमा हामीले सहयोग पुर्याइरहेका छौं. अहिले हामीले चाहिँ अवेयरनेसहरु गरिरहेका छौं, जुनमा भनौं न अरु बेला त्यति पुष नभएको बेला चाहिँ अहिले चाहिँ हामी मोर पिपललाई चाहिँ होइन घरमा बसेर यु क्यान डु लट अफ स्टफ्स त्यो चाहिँ अवेर गरिरहेको छ हाम्रो पार्टनर्सहरू नेपाल टेलिकमदेखि लिएर राष्ट्र ब्याङ्कदेखि लिएर एभ्रिबडी इज सपोर्टिङ अस इन दिस डिफिकल्ट टाइम अब ब्याक टु द ओरिजिनल क्वेसन होइन अहिले चाहिँ हामीले के गरिरहेको छ भने वी हेभ टु आइडेन्टिफाई कि यस्तो क्राइसिसको समयमा कसरी अपरेट गर्ने होइन एउटा डेफिनेटली एउटा थिङ एभ्रिबडी इज डुइङ राइट नाउ इन टेक कम्युनिटिज वर्क फ्रम होम हामीले कुनै पनि आफ्नो टिमलाई चाहिँ घरबाट नै काम गर्न भनेको छ कसैलाई पनि अफिसले बोलाएको छैन वी हेभ डिभाइडेड इन्टु मल्टिपल टिम्स अब हाम्रो टेक्नोलोजी खास यस्तो छ अहिले दिस इज द टाइम वेयर यु नो यु क्यान डु हाउसकिपिङ वर्क्स मिन्स लाइक होइन अहिले जति पनि अब डे टु डे अपरेसनमा हुँदा हामीलाई धेरै कामहरू भइरहेको हुन्छ होइन सो हामीले कति कुरोहरू छुट्याइरहेको हुन सक्छौँ कति कुराहरू के अरे गर्न भ्याइरहेको हुँदैन सो नाउ दिस इज द टाइम वी रिफ्लेक्ट एन्ड वी एज अ टिम भनौँ न इट सुड नट बी लाइक हुन्छ नि कि मनिषले के गरिरहेछ भन्दा पनि what we discuss at Khalti is like as a team हामीले चाहिँ के गर्न सक्छौँ अहिले what is the right time to do because like हामी जहिले पनि के विश्वास गर्छौँ भने सिंगल पिपल भन्दा टिमको डिसिजन चाहिँ मोर डिस्कसिभ हुन्छ हैन जसरी अहिले हामीले यहाँ जुममा वेब कन्फरेन्स गरिरहेछौँ त्यसरी नै वी आर डुइङ आवर स्टफ्स एट जुम मल्टिपल टिमहरू बनाएर हामीले चाहिँ डेली स्ट्यान्ड अप गरिरहेछौँ जुम युज गरेर एभ्री डे वी डिस्कस कि आज के गर्ने आज हाम्रो प्लान के छ कसले हामीले गरिरहेछौँ हाम्रो इन्टायर सपोर्ट टिमको इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर हामीले चाहिँ रिमोटली सेटअप गरिदिएको छौँ सो द्याट हाम्रो सपोर्ट टिमले चाहिँ डेली घरबाटै सपोर्ट दिन सकिरहनु भएको छ सिमिलरली हैन हामीलाई चाहिँ कति कुरोमा चाहिँ के भएको छ भने ब्लेसिङ इन डिस्गाइज भन्छ हैन सो लट अफ टेक्निकल स्टफ्सहरू हामीले चाहिँ अहिले बिल्ड गरिरहेको छ जुन चाहिँ बिल्ड गर्न पाइरहेको थिएन सो द्याट्स द थिङ सो व्हाट वी सी इज अहिलेको सिचुएसन टफ छ हैन तर पनि यसलाई चाहिँ कसरी चाहिँ बेस्ट युज गर्न सकिन्छ त्यो चाहिँ गरिरहेछौँ र वी सर्टेन टिमले चाहिँ भनौँ न सर्टिफिकेसनहरू गरेर अनलाइन सर्टिफिकेसन कसैले मार्केटिङ रिलेटेड गरिरहेछ लट अफ रिसोर्सेस आर अभाइलेबल अनलाइन प्रिमियम रिसोर्सेस द्याट यु आवर टिम इज रिडिङ and getting certified. So these are the things we are doing at Khalti right now.
All right, Manish, I think you give a very good insight. We take company later. We can handle a lot of things like, you know, something like a fully tech company, so remotely can go around. So now I would like to ask same question to Nidhaan. Nidhaan सँग मेरो एकदमै धेरै कन्भर्सेसन बिचमा भइरहेछ उनले चाहिँ क्राइसिसभित्र क्राइसिस ह्यान्डल गर्नु परिरहेको छ भनेर भनिरहेछ I would like to know from like Nidhaan how you handling अहिलेको यो क्राइसिस यो कोभिडको क्राइसिसमा फुडमान्डुलाई कसरी ह्यान्डल गरिरहेछ
Okay, let me just start off with a short introduction. Hey, hi guys. My name is Nidhaan Shrestha. I'm the CEO of Foodmandu. So Foodmandu is basically not, I mean, if everyone knows and if a few people don't know, it's basically a food delivery company that has over 500 plus restaurants and we deliver restaurant food to our end customers, home delivered. Right? So obviously, Dibyesh and I'm having a lot of conversations on a very daily manner. And the way I look at it, it's your COVID-19 pandemic. It's a very confusing time. Yeah? So like, I mean, ki garne, ki no garne. I mean, there's just too much information floating around. So these times, it's more important as maybe as a company, as a leader, to be very defined. And त्यो chaos भित्र structure खोज्न try गर्न सक्नुपर्ने हुन्छ के So at Foodmandu, when जुन अघि नै मनिषले पनि भन्यो हैन obviously health and safety hygiene they come first okay? And if you're not healthy you cannot actually do any kind of work so हाम्रो पनि we have a similar kind of mantra we tell most we've asked all our employees to work from home हैन and we're actually promoting so that our employees can have the infrastructure the logistics not just Skype Zoom matra हैन कि हाम्रो internal call center नै how do we function in such a way that त्यत्रो massive call center पनि how do we encourage our employees to work from home and in a very easy method त्यस्तोहरु चाहिँ try गरिरहेछौं so while we were looking at how this pandemic has been evolving यसको evolution has been so rampant once again I mean 2 weeks back we heard about it or 3 weeks back we heard about how things were happening in China globally हैन 2 weeks back things started taking shape in Nepal त्यो बेला नै I think most of the companies tech companies in Nepal we were already protecting our employees and actually trying to develop or evolve our business models accordingly okay? So your evolution has been so quick okay? Like every day it's a new challenge okay? The first challenge was like आयो हैन ए ल safety gear and hygiene we need to deliver भन्ने business model मा आयो immediately next time, I mean, the whole country went lockdown. What do we do in the next 2-3 days? Permit ko kura aayo, hai na? So permit ma pani, how do we innovate our business model so that we can still serve the customer? So I mean, the evolution of this pandemic has been really quick, rampant, and it's very uncertain. I mean, like we talk about how the world is so VUCA, hai na? It has never been so like right now. It's such a VUCA world. Everything is volatile, it's uncertain, it's competitive, chaotic, hai na? It's ambiguous. So actually we're trying to, let's say, restructure our team. We also have in the team side, say we do have daily Skype meetings, hai na? So we basically meet on Skype, at least the manco, the steering committees, and we try to understand how things can be done, how we evolve our business model. We incorporate a very top-down based communication model so that there's no chaos in terms of communication within our staff. Likewise, even to our vendors and even to our customers. So communication is key जस्तो लाग्छ यस्तोमा हैन. अब अर्को भनेको यस्तो chaotic times ma you should be able to see how you can innovate yourself. Okay? So one of the things we did was, obviously, I think you all know, we've launched Foodmandu Fresh yesterday. So if we really think about it, Foodmandu Fresh is, I mean, it's a total new thing for us. Foodmandu ma ta. Vertical pani naya ho, delivery mechanism pani naya ho. We've never done 4-wheel drive delivery. We don't have fulfillment centers. But like, this is the time. One is we have the luxury to fail at times, but the idea is service comes before anything else. So those times, these are the kind of innovations we are trying to put it forward to our customers. What else can we do? So the Foodmandu Fresh is a good initiative. Let's say it took us a certain number of days to get the permits, then a certain number of days to actually arrange the infrastructure. So by the time we arranged the infrastructure and we said, okay, let's go live, next day permit banda bhayo. So this is what I'm calling evolution. Yeah. So now permit banda bhayo. Now what are you going to do? Yeah? Are you going to just close your hands and sit down, or are you going to say, okay, let's innovate further? So this is where I think we call upon sanity. Yeah, after mental sanity science. So अर्को भनेको यो COVID pandemic ma, what I would like to talk to people is, one is your professional health and one is your personal health. Okay? Both mental and physical. So personally, obviously, eat the right stuff, do exercise, try to gain new skills, talk to your co-workers, keep them engaged. This is what we're trying to do at a leadership level. Professionally, obviously, how do you innovate? Even within this crisis, are there activities that you can do? I mean, there could be so many. I mean, like for Foodmandu, I mean, so many of my audiences know that I'm a hack boy. Right now, it's a blessing actually to think about it that, okay, let's take a step back, get our house clean once. Like if you look at most of the good companies, Silicon Valley, Nepal, anywhere, the initial phases of a company's life is always towards moving to getting top line benefits. Okay? So initially you hustle, you go ahead, you try to gain market share. But there comes a time where you say, okay, I need to get my house clean. So in one way, this is an opportunity once again. Get your house clean. Be it the books, be it processes, be it standard operating procedures, be it security. It's actually a good opportunity to do all these stuffs. We're looking at it in a very positive way. I mean, I think I was just discussing with Dibyesh like your COVID-19 go in 3 stages. Okay? He was asking me, do we discuss this or not? And I was like, oh, we can discuss this. It's more self-absorption. I mean, the first stage is always fear. That is where information is floating around so much. You're fearful about things. You're trying to gain as much information as you can about products, about how this virus evolves, everything like that. Second stage, you say, okay, I need to move out of this. I need to learn and how I need to do something about it. So this is where most of us are. And the third stage is basically the growth stage. Yeah? You get out of your comfort zone and say, okay, this is not right. I need to provide service to people. I need to be of good use. So your COVID-19 certain stages, that is on the very mental side. On the virus side, but if we talk about it, I would still say we're just at the start of the curve. Okay? The exponential rate at which it has to go up, it's still there. So we will have a lot of tail effect coming in to our markets, and both globally as local markets. Okay? So it's a good time to get your team together, reorganize, restructure, lay down the processes and communication structures, right? So that jab त्यो crisis आउँछ, at least you have some kind of communication method, some kind of strategy the bhandena. I won't say you can create a strategy now for what is going to happen day after or after maybe a month. Okay? Like I told you, as a go, things are changing so rampantly. Permit I don't know. Okay? I literally don't know. So I'm like, let's try it out. Let's be optimistic about things.
Right.
Let's not keep blaming the government. Let's not keep blaming people. Let's be open-minded, cooperative as much as we can. So this kind of approach is what we are taking in. अर्को चाहिँ फुडमान्डु फ्रेसको कुरा गर्दा चाहिँ लास्टली हैन, it's basically for us, we're trying to do this also as a learning experience. Okay, we know it's going to be a very steep learning experience. We took that risk to launch this up on the public, saying that let's try it out. अहिलेको टाइममा let's get that backlash पायो भने we'll accept it हैन, and we'll learn from it. So by the time things normalize, we'll be able to provide our customers, our vendors, our stakeholders the best of services. Okay? So this is how I think I'm taking it with a lot of positive strokes on this. Eh? But I don't know. Is it good to be very positive? It's still a confusing time again. Eh?
It's always good to be very positive. I'm taking this time as like, you know, your peers, your whole community. I'm trying to reach out founders, and I think like Nidhaan and me, like we've been constantly talking a lot in like whole thing, you know. And you give me a very positive vibe, brother. Like every time I talk to you, like you're like, what next, you always up to this. I think we all have to take this thing in a very positive way, buddy. I would like to go talk to Sanam. Like Sanam, I think like you are very few companies that, let's say, work from home started very early. How's things going with you? Because of your crisis now, how you are working, how is Biruwa doing?
Yeah, thank you for the platform, Dibyesh. It's been it is one place that platforms we have to share experiences when founders I think it's a very good initiation. Thank you so much for having me around.
Thank you.
Biruwa nature of work mobility very dependent company because it's management and business consulting firm. Very mobility based product or services company. So a bit different than Foodmandu, and of course Khalti Biruwa regular activities client remotely कसरी डिजाइन गरेका थियौं भने हामीले डिपेन्डेन्सी चाहिँ एकदम कम राखेर काम गर्ने चाहिँ हाम्रो एउटा पहिलादेखि नै अपरेशन्समा चाहिँ दो आवर टिम इज नट भेरी बिग, हामीले चाहिँ अपरेशन्समा पहिलादेखि नै एकदम फोकस गरेर लागेको. सो त्यो भएको कारणले हामीले जुन लेभलको शक अरु कम्पनीजहरुले पाउँथे हामीले चाहिँ त्यो लेभलको शक चाहिँ भेटेनौं. हामीले नेचर अफ द बिजनेस इन टर्म्स अफ हाम्रो प्रिपरेसनले चाहिँ हामीले अलि कम भएको जस्तो चाहिँ छ. अब यो टाइममा चाहिँ one of the things that we have done is focus more on developmental activities, okay? As Nidhaan has said earlier, even Manish le पनि भनेको छ. So developmental activities भनेको see I mean रोग लागेपछि मात्रै मान्छेहरु मोस्टली they do physical activities नि, त्यो भन्दा पहिला नै developmental activities मा यादै गर्दैन कसैले. So कम्पनीको नि त्यही हो, developmental activities मा चाहिँ अलिकति हामीले रेगुलर एक्टिभिटिजहरुमा त्यो फायर फाइटिङ सort of क्लाइन्टहरुको लागि हामीले जुन तरिकाले हामीले सर्भिस गर्दै जान्थ्यौं त्यो बीचमा चाहिँ हाम्रो डेभलपमेन्टल एक्टिभिटिजमा अलिकति कम फोकस त हुन्थ्यो. सो द्याट्स क्वाइट नेचुरल. सो त्यसमा अलिकति धेरै फोकस गरेर गइरहेको छौं. अनि अफ कोर्स अहिलेदेखि सबै कुरा निक्लेकोमा आई थिंक कम्युनिकेसन इज द की यो पोइन्टमा. सो हाउ यु रियली कम्युनिकेट भन्ने चाहिँ हामीले वी हेभ युज्ड टेक्नोलोजी टु द म्याक्सिमम. So हामीले चाहिँ टेक्नोलोजी चाहिँ फुल्ली नै युज गरेर बसेका छौं. द्याट मिन्स ह्याभिङ टिम मिटिङ्स एभ्री डे, अनि त्यसपछि क्रस तपाईहरुको टिमहरुको बीचमा पनि हाम्रो डिस्कसन्सहरु चाहिँ एकदमै धेरै हामीले गरिरा छौं. सो अब अलिकति हामीले हेर्दाखेरि अहिले इफ वी डु आवर थिंग्स राइट फर दिस, अहिले यो हाम्रो जुन अहिले हाम्रो लकडाउनले हामीलाई यदि हामीले इफ वी क्यान वर्क रियली वेल ड्युरिङ द लकडाउन, अघिदेखि कुरा भए जस्तो अपरेसन्सदेखि लिएर यो सबै मेन स्ट्रिम गर्नको लागि सबै प्लान्सहरु बनाउनको लागि चाहिँ दिस इज द राइट टाइम. यो जस्तो राम्रो टाइम चाहिँ अरु कुनै बेला हुँदै हुँदैन. सो आई थिंक अहिलेको लागि चाहिँ धेरै इन्टरप्राइजहरुले फोकस गर्नुपर्ने त्यही हो. तर अगेन ह्याभिङ सेड दैट नेपालको केसमा चाहिँ दिस इज नट द फर्स्ट सक द्याट वी रिसिभ्ड यो भनेको हाम्रो थर्ड सक हो फ्रम 2015 होइन यो थर्ड सक किन भनेको भने फर्स्ट वाज द अर्थक्वेक एन्ड सेकेन्ड वाज द नाकाबन्दी होइन अहिले आएर दिस इज अ ग्लोबल इभेन्ट पहिलाको दुईवटा चाहिँ मोरली चाहिँ नेसनल इम्प्याक्ट भएको थियो यसपल्ट ग्लोबल भएको छ अब यसको बिस्तारै टेल इफेक्ट अघि निधानले भनेको जस्तै यसको चाहिँ रहिरहन्छ क्या सो यो अहिले भएर सकिहाल्ने होइन बिकज वी हेभ सिन द्याट हाम्रो क्लाइन्ट्सहरूको बिचमा पनि वी हेभ सिन द कन्फिडेन्स गोइङ भेरी डाउन अहिलेको लागि चाहिँ धेरै कुरामा कन्फिडेन्स चाहिँ क्लाइन्ट्सहरूदेखि लिएर धेरैको चाहिँ कन्फिडेन्स कम भएको छ र अपरेसन्सको कुरा गर्ने हो भने बिकज वी वर्क विथ अ लट अफ इन्टरप्राइजेस एन्ड अन्टरप्रिनर्स हामीले के याद गरेका छौँ भने दिस इज वान थिङ द्याट वी फोकस भेरी लेस अन के बिजनेसको हामीले फङ्सन्सहरूको कुरा गर्दाखेरि अपरेसन्स जुन अब स्ट्यान्डर्ड अपरेटिङ प्रोसिडियर्सहरू जुन लेभलको हाम्रो डिटेलिङ चाहिन्छ जुन लेभलको हामीलाई हाम्रो त्यसमा प्रिपरेसन चाहिन्छ धेरै कम्पनीजहरूले कम गरेको जस्तो चाहिँ हामीले जहिले पनि रियलाइज गर्ने हो त्यो भएको कारणले आई थिङ्क अहिलेको चाहिँ एकदमै ठुलो अपर्च्युनिटी हो यो अहिलेको जुन हाम्रो लकडाउन भएको छ दिस इज क्वाइट एन अपर्च्युनिटी फर दोज इन्टरप्राइजेस विच हेभ लाइक भेरी लेस फायर फाइटिङ टु डु भनौँ न अहिलेको लागि चाहिँ डेभलपमेन्टल एक्टिभिटिजहरूमा लाग्नको लागि इट्स द राइट टाइम
थ्याङ्क यू सनम दाइ तर जस्तै मेरो कम्पनी वी हेभ टु हाम्रो चाहिँ एकदमै मोबिलिटीमा एकदमै ट्राभल गरिराख्नुपर्छ होइन अब अहिले हाम्रो चाहिँ ठप्प सबै कुरा ठप्प भइछ अपरेसन्स मार्केटिङ सेल्स वी हेभ लाइक क्लोज डाउन द ओन्ली थिङ द्याट वी वर्किङ राइट नाउ इज डेभलपमेन्टमा हामी काम गरिरहेको तपाईँले भने जस्तै नयाँ कुराहरू चाहिँ के गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने स्ट्रिमलाइन गर्ने कामहरू चाहिँ गरिरहेको छु होइन तर मेरो कम्पनी त ओके इट्स लाइक हुन्छ नि अहिलेलाई हामी सर्भाइभ गर्न सक्छौँ बट देयर आर लट अफ कम्पनीज जुन चाहिँ यो लकडाउन चाहिँ यो 2 हप्ता 3 हप्तामा खुल्छ भने जस्तो त खुल्दैन किनभने इफ यु सी द ग्लोबल ट्रेन्ड इट्स गोइङ टु गो फर 3 months होइन यसको भ्याक्सिन चाँडो आउनेवाला पनि छैन एन्ड आई थिङ्क वी हेभ टु लिभ विथ द्याट लाइक हुन्छ नि त्यो कर्भ अहिले फ्ल्याट गर्ने होला फेरि कुनै टाइममा आएर फेरि यो माथि जान्छ तल जान्छ त्यो आफ्नो ठाउँमा छँदैछ तर अहिलेको टाइममा हामीले फ्ल्याट मात्रै गर्न खोजिरहेको छौँ र आई थिङ्क लुकिङ एट द ग्लोबल ट्रेन्ड 3 महिना जस्तो त लाग्छ जस्तो लागिरहेछ मलाई होइन त्यसपछि बल्ल चाहिँ केही होला कि भन्ने हो अब यो 3 महिना भने चाहिँ स्टार्टअपहरूको लागि चाहिँ भेरी क्रुसल हुन्छ नि तर लट स्टार्टअप जसमा थोरै पैसाहरू हुन्छ अथवा थोरै रनिङ क्यासहरू गएर हुन्छ होइन अब यो क्राइसिसलाई ह्यान्डल गर्नलाई चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ बिजनेस कन्टिन्युटी हुन्छ नि प्रोसेस प्लान गर्नुपर्छ जसले चाहिँ यो क्राइसिसको बेलामा चाहिँ वी क्यान अगेन लाइक हुन्छ नि राइज अगेन यसको लागि चाहिँ what do you suggest, like Manish? How do like startups should prepare themselves to handle this ongoing crisis, like that is going to go for next 3 to 4 months? Hello, Manish.
Okay, so it was mute. So basically अब यो बिजनेस कन्टिन्युटी प्लान होइन डिफ्रेन्ट स्टार्टअपको लागि डिफ्रेन्ट हुन्छ होइन देयर इज नो सिल्भर बुलेट फर इट होइन र यस्तो हुन्छ दाइ अहिले जुन सिचुएसनमा हामी छौँ हामी सायद त्योभन्दा पहिला त्यो फेस नगरेको होला सो कोही पनि यो म्याटरमा एक्सपर्ट भन्ने चाहिँ हुँदैन तर एज पर माई एक्सपिरियन्स होइन के हुन्छ भने यु हेभ टु रियली बी लाइक होइन अब एकदम अप्टिमिस्टिक मात्र भएर पनि सकिँदैन होइन दे आर स्टार्टअप्स एट डिफ्रेन्ट स्टेजेस कोही अर्ली होला कोही मिड होला कोही स्केलिङको स्टेजमा होला सो स्ट्राटेजी चाहिँ सबको लागि डिफ्रेन्ट हुन्छ होला दाइ होइन एउटा अर्को चाहिँ हामीले के बुझ्नुपर्छ भने जति भने पनि इफ यु डोन्ट ह्याभ रनवे यु कान्ट रन यर कम्पनी होइन अब पैसै छैन भने कम्पनीमा कसरी रन गर्ने द्याट्स अ डिफिकल्ट क्वेसन र डिफिकल्ट टाइम होइन सो वी हेभ टु बी ट्रान्सपेरेन्ट इन द कम्पनी हामीले चाहिँ के हेर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ भने अहिले हाम्रो फाइनेन्सियल हेल्थ कस्तो छ इज इट स्ट्रङ how much we can run like 1 वर्षको हामीसँग रनवे छ कि हाम्रो अब 3 months बिजनेस हुँदैन भने हामी कसरी सस्टेन गर्ने त सो यु हेभ टु बी ट्रान्सपेरेन्ट विथ यर टिममेट्स होइन उनीहरूसँग पनि आर दे विलिङ टु वर्क फर यु अर नट इफ यु आर नट पेइङ देम फर लाइक नेक्स्ट 3 months द्याट यु हेभ टु डिस्कस लाइक हुन्छ नि एकदम चिल भएर होइन सबै कुरो राम्रो भइरहेछ राम्रै हुन्छ भनेर पनि एज अ स्टार्टअप यु कान्ट सिट राइट नाउ होइन इट्स अ भेरी डिफिकल्ट टाइम इन द्याट सेन्स राइट अनि अर्को चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ अब स्ट्रङली चाहिँ के बुझ्नुपर्छ भने वर्ल्ड वाइड जुन स्टार्टअपको एउटा बबल पनि छ जहाँ चाहिँ एकदमै एक्सेसिभली मान्छेले चाहिँ पैसा फालिरहेछ सो अहिले दिस इज द टाइम वेयर यु रियलाइज द्याट you have to be cockroach, right? You can't be elephant. So you have to try to be lean as much as possible, right? You have to भनौँ न अब हैन के अरे अहिले सेल्स गर्छु भनेर एडभर्टाइज गरेर पनि हुँदैन. You have to prepare yourself हैन. Second हैन. So you have to be lean. अनि certain startups like say they have to think like if like 3 to 6 months अथवा 1 year business down हुने भने are they in the right business or they have to pivot. त्यो पनि उनीहरूले सोच्नु पर्छ. अथवा what is the way out so that they can bring in revenue to the company हैन. Depending upon the B2C company हो कि B2B company हो, मोटिभहरु डिफरेंट हुन सक्छ. लाइक हैन B2C हो भने युजर कसरी एक्वायर गर्ने र फाइनान्शियली पनि कसरी चाहिँ सस्टेन हुने भन्ने हुन सक्छ हैन. So it will vary company to company. The bottom line is you have to be transparent. You have to be, if you are not financial expert, get some financial advisor or anything. Check the company financial health right now. तपाईले सस्टेन गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ कि हुन्न हैन. इफ लाइक हैन अब 3 months पछि तपाई आउट अफ द मनी हुँदै हुन्छ अनि त यु हैव टु थिंक, अदरवाइज कंपनी बन्द हुन्छ यस्तो अवस्थामा हैन. सो त्यो कुरो छ र बेस्ट people right now is your team. उहाँहरुसँग डिस्कस गर्नु के सी वी हैव रनवे अफ दिस, हाउ वी गोना सस्टेन हैन. उहाँहरुले चाहिँ कसरी कन्ट्रिब्युट गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ, बिकज टिम यदि स्ट्रङ भयो भने डिफिकल्ट टाइम्स कटाउन सजिलो हुन्छ हैन. So that is there. And त्यसपछि चाहिँ what innovative solution, as Nidhaan said, like they have come up with fresh vegetables as a हुन्छ नि. So people has to open minded हैन. रिजिड भएर म हैन म त फ्यासनै सेल गर्छु अब चाहिँ के रे 6 महिना 1 वर्ष हुँदैन भने if you can sustain that's good हैन. तर हैन भने you have to find ways how you can bring in revenue to the company.
Right. Thank you Manish for your insightful thing. I think it's very राइट साइड मैले चाहिँ हामी कक्रोच नै हुनुपर्छ अथवा हामीले आफूलाई ट्रिङ्क नै गर्नुपर्ने अवस्था पनि छ हैन. अदरवाइज इट्स गोइङ टु बी भेरी डिफिकल्ट फर लट अफ पिपल. सो Nidhaan, is it like jumping into a new vertical? Is it like a plan, BCP plan for Foodmandu, or like how do you plan to go ahead if this continues for 3 months?
When I talk about business continuity plan, when I think about it from a very startup perspective, a startup itself is a BCP, man. If you really think about it, a startup as it is working, it is a BCP. You're hustling, you're running around trying to increase your top line. Your bottom line is taking a toss. You know that. And it's not new. And all of us, whoever's working, we know how startups are working here. And we're trying to raise money. We're trying to think about maybe next 2 years. There are times in a startup's life when you're thinking next day ki huncha bhaneर bhaइराछ हैन. So BCP, I mean, business continuity plan for big corporates, I've been there, I've seen it, at times it does not work, business continuity plans. So I've seen how it works for multinationals as well. I mean, at times it won't work. I mean, every disaster, every, let's say, pandemic, epidemic that comes our way, it won't be the same. And so you can plan so much, okay? How do you actually improvise, pivot, or iterate around those ideas is what is the need of the arc as of now. I know one thing which I think I will agree strongly with Manish is primarily your financial runway. If you have finance and governance, these are so important issues. As of now, it's unimportant. Okay? How you've been operating, it will actually boil down now to such an extent that you need to understand how far can your financial aspects that you have right now can carry you. If it can't carry you, how do you lean your operations or your team? How do you, and if you try to go ekdam traditionally, time how do you ration? I think you can even think about that. How do you ration your resources? So that all the employees, because I mean, over time, at least of Foodmandu, if I have to speak of Foodmandu, it's been close to 10 years, man. We've seen the earthquake, we've seen the blockade, we've survived that, we've raised funds. So, I mean, it has also been an opportune time for us. Recently fundraised correctly. I think, let's say, okay, we know there is a certain runway. I mean, I think Manish also must be smiling about it right now. Recently, they've done it as well. So, I mean, we have that runway, but we're not relying on that. Just because you have that does not mean your investors or your board or your shareholders will keep silent and say, it's hey. So this is also a time to prove to them, or prove to the market that you guys are serious about things. And also, the innovations, it's not something that will just blink out and then you'll start off, their team, you keep on engaging with them. So, when I say you whole pandemic, the way we were looking at it initially was, I'm the permit next vertical, what do we do? Our idea was, let's stay engaged with our customers. However it is, when you stay so engaged with your customers, let's say think about it from a very human-centric design kind of a perspective, customer-centric perspective, but you engage you get solutions from your customers. Okay?
Right.
They know your strength, right? They know your strength. They know your weakness. So out of all when the customer engagement is going so strong, they will tell you what you truly are buying. And then you can actually pick up from there and strategize accordingly. So that could be another VCP for you. And so that is how we look at it. The other way around is also, it's a very confusing state. I don't expect anyone to give your time there is no right answer as such. Okay? Everyone is experimenting, and there is a lot of chances that there might be big fails, there might be learnings, there might be good successes. But just because these happen, it does not define a company or define an individual. You're trying things right now. So this is how I look at it. For Foodmandu, we're looking at it from the very start. We've always been, it's a BCP for us. Right? We're still struggling. We want to make name. We want to service our customers, our vendors. We are still looking for ways of permits or government or any kind of how do we help our restaurant partners in this? There's so many. So that engagement is going on strongly, and a communication, which is key right now. So that shouldn't stop. So that actually enables you to plan for your BCP as well. And rationing is key. Financial runway is key. Another is the way I look at it is your BCP ko time. I think getting your house clean again is the best appropriate way for at least operational companies like us, which are on the front line.
Right. I think you said a very wonderful thing. I think engaging customer, I think customer like a continuous engagement. I think something will come also this sort of money. So
I think I'll just add one more point. Sorry, I'll just add one more point. So, you permit or whatever we're doing right now, it does not come out of innovation thought process. It's about engaging not just the customers. We've been engaging with the ecosystem very strongly. You never know. I think the first time I talked about a permit was through you. We were just chatting up on Messenger. XYZ got a permit. How do you get it? The engagement, it boils up a new energy. So I think that engagement, not just with customers, with the ecosystem, with your partners, should happen so that new ideas can buzz around.
I think you rightly said engagement is the continuous engagement is I think with the customer, with the peers, I think it makes a lot of sense. And I think like trying to help each other a different way, whatever way we could, right? Sanam, since like in the beginning of the conversation, you told like some of your clients are also scared, right? So, after situation, but consulting. So, how do you see like next 3 months? If this is likely to happen, globally. So, how do you plan to move ahead?
So, in terms of startup question, to begin with, I'm listening to uncertainty is it's not about big, small, startup or like established, growth oriented. It's all throughout. When it comes to when the mobility is shut down, it's the issue also. Having said that, because we have most of our activities not very active, business functions are active now. I think is the collaboration. So you have to talk to people. Okay? Nidhaan team members communicate is the key. Isolation of it does not work. You might have realized earthquake isolation they all came out. They were there after network they contributed quite a lot. So collaboration is the key one. So because we have seen cases cases if you don't really communicate with your team members, that includes your co-founders, your internal team members, you really have to motivate them. Okay? And this is quite a risky period also because you are not physically very distant. So you really have to be very cautious about how to really motivate your team. That means delegating activities, that means monitoring their activities and everything. अनि अघिदेखि अब स्टार्टअपहरूको लागि जहिले पनि कन्टिन्युटी प्लान भनेको इज जहिले पनि इस्यु नै हुने हो त्यो, किनभने सर्टिनिटिज भनेको त बिजनेसेसमा छैन। अझै स्टार्टअप्समा त देयर इज नो लग्जरी टु रियली भन्छ नि कि मेरो फिक्स छ यस्तै खालको बिजनेस प्लान भनेर बसिरहने त फुर्सद छैन त्यसमा। त्यही भएको कारणले अब टिमसँग कुरा गरेर अघि प्यानलिस्टहरूले भनेको जस्तो कसरी बुटस्ट्र्याप अझै धेरै गर्दै जाने र टिमसँग चाहिँ हुन्छ नि बी मोर ट्रान्सपेरेन्ट एन्ड एभ्रिथिङ। सो यो यस्तो खालको चाहिँ हामीले मेजर देखाएको छौँ। अब हाम्रो क्लाइन्टहरूको पर्सपेक्टिभमा भन्ने हो भने अघि चाहिँ जेनरली हामीले अर्थक्वेकको वरिपरि हामीले इमिडिएटली आफ्टर अर्थक्वेक हामीले कन्फिडेन्स चाहिँ एकदमै कम देखाएको थियौँ हाम्रो क्लाइन्ट्सहरूको बिचमा, बिकज वी हेभ वर्क विथ मोर देन 135 क्लाइन्ट्स एज अफ नाउ। अहिलेसम्म काम गर्दाखेरि हामीले चाहिँ कन्फिडेन्स एकदम कम देखाएको छौँ। यो पोइन्टमा पनि क्लाइन्ट्सहरूको कन्फिडेन्स चाहिँ कम छ कि अहिले एज अफ नाउ अहिले कन्फिडेन्स एकदमै कम छ। अनि यिनीहरू पनि अनसर्टेन भएको कारणले अब लेट्स सी अब कुन डिरेक्सनमा जान्छ भनेर हामी पनि वेट एन्ड सी स्टेजमा नै छौँ अहिले। अब ओभरअल अहिले नेपालको इकोनोमी नै स्टलमिटमा परेको कारणले आई थिङ्क अहिलेको लागि चाहिँ इट्स अ भेरी गुड टाइम टु रिफ्लेक्ट एज अ कम्पनी एज एन इन्डिभिजुअल एज वेल फर दिस म्याटर। सो यो चाहिँ एकदम हाई टाइम हो जस्तो लाग्छ।
Thank you, Sanam bhai. Manish, I wanted to come back to you. Like whole thing in your pandemic le garदाखेरि चाहिँ यो cashless thingहरु कतिको बढिरहेको छ, जुन digital walletहरु छ। Do you see this as an opportunity also to I see a lot of people going more into since I don't have a cash, I most of have my own cash, then I have to rely on Khalti or any other digital wallet. How do you see things like a brighter side brighter side हेरिरहेको छु तिमीले as a fintech company?
Okay. So rightly said, cashless is bound to happen in Nepal, maybe 5 years down the line. Well, अलिकता के गर्यो भने त्यो कुरालाई एक्सपिडिएट गर्दियो के। अब अहिले कस्तो भएको छ भने अब हाम्रो पनि डिफ्रेन्ट सेगमेन्ट्सहरु हुन्छ, लाइक कन्ज्युमर सेगमेन्ट हुन्छ, बिजनेस सेगमेन्ट हुन्छ, हाम्रो B2B नेटवर्क हुन्छ। सबै सेगमेन्टमा चाहिँ ग्रोथ छैन दाइ हैन। अब जस्तो B2B पसलहरुले चाहिँ अब अहिले खोलिरहनु भएको छैन, त्यो सेगमेन्टमा हाम्रो डाउन छ। तर ओभरअल इन्डस्ट्रीको हिसाबले हेर्ने हो भने दाइ लाइक इट्स कस्तो मान्छेहरु अहिले खल्ती चलाइरहेछ भने जसले चाहिँ पहिला अदरवाइज चलाउँथेन होला। देयर वाज नो नीड हैन। सो एउटा युज केस चाहिँ इस्टाब्लिश गर्नलाई चाहिँ एउटा ठुलो हेल्प गरेछ यो सिचुएसनले कि हाउ डिजिटल पेमेन्ट्स एन्ड क्याशलेस इज बेनिफिशियल फर अल अफ अस इन द कन्ट्री हैन। सो द्याट्स अ भेरी गुड थिङ द्याट happened for us, and all our vendors, like be it internet provider, telecom, everybody is like saying ki in a use digital medium to make transactions. We are helping like our partners, even Foodmandu and all, to collect payment digitally. So because like it's say yesto huncha ke cashless bhaneko it's proven concept and it's nothing new हैन। तर के हुन्छ नि एडप्टेसन चाहिँ अलि स्लो हुन्छ कन्ट्रीहरुमा, डिफ्रेन्ट कन्ट्रीमा डिफ्रेन्ट छ। अब अहिलेकोले गर्दा चाहिँ अब यस्तो मान्छेहरुले पनि चलाइरहेछ जसलाई चाहिँ भनौं न ठिकै छ गरमला, अथवा अहिले मलाई कति मान्छेले सोधिसक्यो ई बैंकिङ कसरी एक्टिभेट गर्ने अथवा खल्तीमा चाहिँ कसरी फन्ड लोड गर्ने। सो द्याट्स अ भेरी गुड साइन फर अस। वी आर नट लुकिङ एट एकदम अहिले नै स्पाइक होला भनेर ट्रान्जेक्सन, वी आर नट लुकिङ एट द्याट पिक्चर, बट ओभरअल इकोनोमी डिजिटल इकोनोमी र इकोसिस्टमको ग्रोथको लागि चाहिँ इट्स भेरी हेल्पफुल हैन। हाम्रो नम्बर अफ ट्रान्जेक्सन चाहिँ एकदमै बढेको छ बिकज कन्ज्युमर सेगमेन्टमा चाहिँ ट्रान्जेक्सनहरुले चाहिँ बढिरहेछ। हाम्रो युजर पनि ग्रोथ राम्रो छ। कन्ज्युमर अहिले पहिला भन्दा 500 टाइम्स बढी साइनअप्सहरु छ डेली हैन। सो व्हिच इज अ भेरी पोजिटिभ साइन फर अस एन्ड द कन्ट्री।
All right. My next question would be for Nidhaan. Nidhaan, since I think a few of us know, like Nidhaan come from a very investment company, like the one side, investment background. So Nidhaan, like your whole situation, also raised the investment in Foodmandu, Manish raised investment. Like how this crisis gonna affect on investment scenario? There are a lot of companies, there were like a lot of startup which was getting investment ready. How is it gonna look like? I would like to know your perspective on this.
I don't have a yes or a no kind of an answer for this, because well, it's uncertain times. even when you're, okay, let me just start off. I'm also an investment manager for True North Associates. It's a local private equity venture capital firm in Nepal. Right? So we have our investments in about 6 companies as of now. So Foodmandu being one amongst them. Right? So primarily when I look at it from a very investment perspective, yes, we're holding our horses and trying to analyze the situation further. Okay? So where is it going to head? Right? When you're looking at investments from a very private sector lens, obviously it has a lot to do with returns. Okay? And so you cannot count that variable out of the whole equation. So, but for entrepreneurs, it's also an opportunity to raise money over time, okay? Based on how they're planning or how they're doing their BCP or how they're thinking of iterating their business or pivoting around it. And so it's a good time in that aspect. So from the investment perspective, say yes, it is a whole different lens to look at. One is hold your horses and guns before you blast it off. Let's see a timeline. And one is, I think even when you're looking at global investors, everyone is talking about cash is king. Even when I think this thing happened in Wuhan, the private equity sector globally was looking at cash is king, where everyone's holding their cash, markets are going to plunge. So that is a time a different need will come for capital. Okay? Not scaling needs, more survival needs. So then on investment round, basically you'll start looking at businesses whose survival instinct is stronger, whose mental or attitude towards, rather than just growth, survival and pivoting is important. So those kind of aspects, like I think investments will be looking at it from a very different angle. And so those are important points when I think about investments. It's a global phenomenon. I know how the markets are taking a plunge. I mean, manufacturing is going down. With manufacturing going down, services will be hit. I know consumerism is on its low end right now. I know because of jobs are not there, employment is not there. So all these economic variables say it has to be silos. You have to look at it like it's a culmination of all of those. Okay? So when you're looking at investments, I can't give you this is the direction that it will take right now, because in the start of this conversation, we talked about how the tail effect is going to take place. Okay?
Right.
So in investments, you're betting on the horse. Okay? You can't, the way I'd actually put it in strategic terms is like, you can't whip a dead horse. You need to know that. Okay? So investments will take directions over time is how I think about it.
Are you talking like a true investor? A little harsh, huh?
I try to change hats at times.
Oh yeah, I understand. Sanam, I mean, you've been working very closely with the policy level people, government policy level. मा काम गरेको मान्छेहरूसँग पनि एकदमै धेरै closely काम गरिराख्नु भएको छ. What do you think? Like, the government has been giving a lot of packages for SMEs or private companies. Nepal, what do you think? Like, government should do? Like, what's your view on that? Like, what kind of policy they should come up with to aid all this startup or like fundraise companies which is going to thrive in the days to come? So, like, के छ तपाईको विचारमा चाहिँ कस्तो लेभलको पोलिसीमा काम गर्नुपर्छ गभर्नमेन्टले जस्तो लागिरहेछ?
Yeah, I think this is a very tricky question. Okay? Whenever it comes to government, I mean, it's something that that is very tricky question itself. I mean, one concerned मेरो चाहिँ गभर्नमेन्टको जहिले पनि प्लान इम्प्लिमेन्टेसन सबैमा एउटा मेरो कन्सर्न के छ भने दि अप्लाई ब्ल्याङ्केट अप्रोच. सो सबैलाई एउटै अप्रोचले चाहिँ हेर्ने गभर्नमेन्टको तरिका छ. यसपल्ट पनि सायद जुन 3 days back, I mean 2 days back they announced some यो ब्याङ्कहरूको रिलेटेड जुन प्याकेजेसहरूको कुरा भएको छ, जस्तै के 1 महिनासम्म यो फिस्कल इयरको क्लोजिङ थर्ड क्लोजिङ चाहिँ अलिकति एक्सटेन्सन गर्ने यो सबै कुराहरू भएको छ. सबै ब्ल्याङ्केट अप्रोचमा चाहिँ गभर्नमेन्टले युज गरेको छ. आई थिङ्क पोलिसी वाइज भन्ने हो भने खास स्टार्टअपहरूलाई धेरै पोलिसिजहरूले हिन्डरै गरेको थिएन, पहिलादेखि गरेको छैन. अहिले पनि धेरै स्टार्टअपहरूलाई त्यही नै हो. कुनै कुनै अब एकदम कन्फ्लिक्टिङ त्यस्तो भनौँ न सर्भिसेसहरूमा परेकोलाई चाहिँ अलिकति पोलिसीले हेल्प गर्ला. तर यो पोइन्टमा आएर मैले चाहिँ गभर्नमेन्टले के गर्छ भनेर के गर्नुपर्छ भनेर मैले अहिले सोच्नै सकेको छैन, टु बी भेरी अनेस्ट. इफ यु लुक एट अहिले ग्लोबली जस्तो खालको अनाउन्समेन्टहरू भएको छ गभर्नमेन्टहरूले गरेको छ, त्यसमा पनि मैले एक्सट्रिमली इनोभेटिभ त कहीँ पनि देखेको छैन होइन. मैले 4-5 वटा कन्ट्रिजहरूको चाहिँ मैले न्युजहरू हेर्दाखेरि मैले इनोभेटिभ चाहिँ देखेन सिधै कतै क्यास कम्पेन्सेसनदेखि लिएर त्यो लेभलमा भएको छ अब नेपालको केसमा के हुन्छ थाहा छैन मलाई होइन अब तर अहिले गभर्मेन्टले मेरो विचारमा गर्नुपर्ने भनेको चाहिँ कति केसेसमा एज प्राइभेट कम्पनी अपरेटर्स हामीलाई गाह्रो कुन ठाउँमा हुन्छ भने देयर आर रुल्स रेगुलेसन्स जसले चाहिँ हामीलाई अपरेट गर्नलाई नै गाह्रो भन्दा पनि अलिक धेरै नै बाइन्डिङ हुन्छ कि मेरो विचारमा चाहिँ केही टाइम फ्रेमसम्म गभर्मेन्टले अलिकति स्लो डाउन गरे हुन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई गभर्मेन्टले अहिलेको लागि स्लो डाउन गर्नुपर्छ एज फर एन इक्जाम्पल भ्याट पेमेन्ट एउटा सानो इक्जाम्पल होइन अब त्यो इन्ट्रेस्टको पेमेन्टहरूदेखि लिएर यो सबैमा चाहिँ अलिकति स्लो डाउन गभर्मेन्टले गर्नुपर्छ जस्तो चाहिँ मलाई फिल हुन्छ त्योभन्दा बियोन्ड चाहिँ आई थिङ्क it makes a lot of sense for an economist to answer that question. I think it's something that is confusing.
No, it's okay. I mean, we don't want to get into more details, but still. Nidhaan, what do you think like government should be doing right now? Like concerning the startup or like they at least try to like
on the spotlight, man. See, I wouldn't blame the government right now, because better late than never, at least decisions were taken. Okay? Those are strong decisions. Locking down a country immediately, taking actions to ensure that that lockdown is effective. Those are important decisions, let's say a cabinet or at least a political party has taken. And it has been right to a certain extent. But now, how do you go around formulating implementations plans within it? That's a different challenge. We are struggling on a day-to-day basis how things are evolving. Now take it with a pinch of salt, and even they are struggling. I mean, think about it. Like, one is we are not structured. Our government is not structured in such a way that we have harmonization between each department. Harmonization communication. Each government department no clear no. There are certain flaws that might happen. Departmentally the permit is acceptable or police not acceptable. I mean, these are bound to happen. I mean, we've seen this happening not just now. FDI regulation
right
regulation I mean, it's there, it's happening. But now if you ask me, have we made progress around it? I mean, immediately we might not have made progress like maybe Singapore or US, but we've made certain amount of progress. It might be snail paced, but it's there. I mean, we have a regulation for PSPs. We have a regulation of PSOs. We're getting there somewhere. So that is, again, being an optimist. And I'm just an optimist at times. It might screw me, I know that. But I mean, in some way, it helps us. But there are things the government will have to do. I mean, obviously, a proper implementation plan on how these essentials, because it's going to be a 3 to 1 or 2 month lockdown period, which we know of, how to enable digital players like maybe Khalti. I mean, at Foodmandu, we've been very out and about saying that we will accept only online payments. So something like that, policies are up and about. At times, government might have to put their hands down, like we're saying, flatten the curve, but a certain decision, the normal distribution, follow so that the extreme ends. I mean, there will always be people, all the decisions won't be favorable. We're talking about the bottom ends of a normal distribution curve. So it's fine, but you have to put your hands down somewhere. That is what I feel.
All right, so thank you so much, everyone. Like, I'm your panelist. I think now I want to open floor to our audience. So we'll take a few questions from audience and then we'll close it down. All right, so we have a Vaibhav raise hand. Questions from the raise hand option. You can raise hand. Vaibhav, please go ahead.
Hello everyone, I'm just really having the best of time here. So just a short intro, I'm Vaibhav. I run my startup company called Success Society. We are working with schools and students to make education more fun and skill oriented. So my question might not be very oriented towards coronavirus crisis, but I think this is something really important because I'm in the early stage of learning and it's very important for me to learn this. So my question is that there's a talk about work ethic whenever we talk about startups, and it's said that you can't talk about startup until you have a killer work ethic. So Nidhaan sir has been working into Foodmandu since 10 years right now. Manish is doing wonderful with those from Sanam sir and all of our guests over here. So my question is that when you talk about that work ethic, so would love to hear some stories about how you maintain that work ethic of maintaining 18 hours a day, or let's say 20 hours a day, 16 hours a day. And at the same times, are there times when you don't want to work, you feel really down, and at such situations, how do you push yourself to get back to the desk and damn your 100% over there? Thank you so much.
Manish, would you like to take this question? Like, you've been through all this process, right?
So I will first pass the mic to Nidhaan, and then I'll take the question.
All right. Looks like Nidhaan, huh?
Yeah, I'll take that with the pinch of salt again, eh? Maybe with the tequila as well. To be really truthful, right now, it's a grind, right? I mean, when you're in that position, when you're in that particular position, I'm not a founder yet. I still run the show for my team and for the founders, for my investors, for my board. But I mean, nonetheless, I take it with that authority, that responsibility, that I have to deliver. One is also a passion. Your passion drives you a lot. There are so many times you'll be down. I mean, there are hardly people who talk about it. I mean, like over the past 3 days now, I've been scratching my head like, "Abo ke garne?" I know. So there are times like that. But I mean, what keeps you up? One is your survival instincts is what is keeping you up, right? To be very truthful, you want to survive, and you could, I mean, tell it's your passion, it's your determination, everything. One is your survival instincts. We are humans. It will keep you up. Or go when you really look at these kind of situations, work ethics, it's about company. I think Sanam will also agree to this. We talk a lot about governance. Okay? When we boil governance down to a certain level on an individual basis, what does it formulate to? It is discipline. Okay? And last matter, are you disciplined enough? Okay? So if you are disciplined enough, let's say working hard, working structured, so surudekhi say, while even you're hustling, there should be some structure in how you're doing things. There'll never be, I mean, I think when you're talking about startups, I mean, at least for your startup, I mean, you're in an opportunity right now, man. Schools, education, online, boom, man. I think you have opportunity there. So if you really think about it in one sense, it's, do the grind, man. Do the grind, structure it accordingly. Take everything with a pinch of salt, be a little hard-skinned. Because, I mean, there'll be so many people who will tell you a lot of stuff. Also, at times, understand when a lot of people are telling you the same thing, you might be wrong, man. Don't fall in love. The problem with startups, I always see every time I've worked with startups, you start falling in love with your product. Okay? And when you fall in love, you know what happens, man. And you might have a bad heartbreak, man. So be ready for that. So that is how I look at it. Be ready for things, be open to things. Don't beat a dead horse. It's already dead on the ground, and leave it, move ahead of things. Okay? And you don't have to be stuck with something. Okay? But at times you fall so deeply in love, no matter what people say, you'll be okay? So this is straight from my heart to heart, man. Nothing more I can give right now.
Manish,
Okay,
would you like to add?
yeah. Okay, so adding to Nidhaan's point, yeah. See, like when you are doing a startup, it's not easy, that right? And then in that time you have highs and lows, right? But the only thing you should understand is like 95% of a startup fails, but as an entrepreneur, you don't fail, you evolve, right? So there has to be like some motivation that you are solving problem for a bigger good, right? Even there is no as a rule as such, like a lot of big startups happens like as an accident or in a garage. So the only rule is move fast, break things, right? As Mark Zuckerberg says, right? And there has been like, see, even we have a smile on our face, but I know how hard we are working at the back, right? So it's been like a week since more than a week since the lockdown is there, and I have set up my office in my home, working harder than I used to do previously in my office. So things are like always changing. It's not a set platform where you go and perform, right? So you have to think it like it's a challenge every day, and you have to accept it. Unless you don't, you'll die. So that motivates. Like as Nidhaan says, survival skills helps.
Thank you, Manish. Is there any questions? You can raise hand. कसैको क्वेसन छ भने चाहिँ प्लिज तपाईँहरूले त्यहाँनिर तपाईँको त्यो म्युट मीको छेउमा रेज ह्यान्ड भन्ने छ त्यो गर्नुभयो भने we can unmute you and you can ask the question. All right, Pragyan from Kirpan want to ask a question. Yeah, Pragyan, please go ahead.
Okay, hi everyone. So, Pragyan from Kirpan. I've met Nidhaan da in the past. Hopefully, remember Garsela. So, एउटा कुरा चाहिँ जस्तै निदान दाइले भन्छेको जस्तो अहिलेको टाइममा पैसा रेज गर्नु भनेको इट्स मोर अबाउट सर्भाइभल रादर देन त्यो स्केल कसरी गर्ने भन्ने कुरामा आई कम्प्लिटली अग्री अन द्याट तर राइट नाउ आई नो सम पिपल सम बिजनेसमेन सम स्टार्टअप्स जसले चाहिँ दे रेज्ड अबाउट करोड रुपिज 2 months ब्याक होइन अनि दे वेन्ट एन्ड बट अल द इन्भेन्ट्री सपोज इन्डिया पैसा पठायो चाइना पैसा पठायो अनि अल द मनी इज लक्ड आउट अब कस्तो सिचुएसन छ भन्दाखेरि लाइक दे आर गोइङ आउट अफ बिजनेस के होइन सो त्यस्तो अन्टरप्रेनर्स हु वान्टेड टु डु समथिङ तर अनफर्चुनेटली दिस पेन्डेमिक थिङ लाइक तिनीहरू त्यसले गर्दाखेरि दे गोइङ डाउन इन द बिजनेस के सो त्यस्तोलाई चाहिँ के सजेसन्स होला आइ एम नट गोइङ इन अ अप्टिमिस्टिक वे आइ एम गोइङ इन अ पेसिमिस्टिक वे होइन तर एक्चुअलमा प्रब्लम के छ भन्दाखेरि आई थिङ्क अ लट अफ पिपल विल लुज द बिजनेसेस अनि त्यसपछिको स्टेजमा त्यो मान्छेहरूले के गर्नु पर्ला के
Yeah, who wants to take this question? Sanam bhai?
I don't know. I think it's something very specific. Number one, I don't know. I mean, I don't have answers to be honest. I mean, I mean, it's a very hanging situation. Okay, I've been in talk with a lot of entrepreneurs. My importer I talk with them quite a lot. But generally, I mean, it sounds quite sad. We are doing things in a very unusual way. And to situation, I think collaboration is the key. Kasari key huncha सँगै साथीहरुसँग कुरा गर्दै यदि सल्भ गरेन भने केही हुनेवाला छैन मलाई त यस्तो खालको स्पेसिफिक क्वेशनमा त आई फियर टु आन्सर एज वेल टु बी अनेस्ट बिकज अब त्यो लेभलको operations त्यो लेभलको इम्प्याक्ट पर्ने हुन्छ नि one of your basic function is not happening all because of this situation भने जस्तो I don't know I mean this is something that you have to probably search a coach हैन वरिपरि कोही एक्सपर्ट्सहरु छ भने try to locate them try to strike a conversation with them a lot of things might needs to be done भनौं न
Thank you, Sanam bhai. We have another person like Sushil. Sushil Pandey is there. Naveen, can you unmute Sushil? Yes, Sushil, please go ahead. You can introduce yourself with your startup also.
Pandey. And अहिले कोरोनाको जति पनि प्रकोप देखिरहेको छ सबैलाई एकदम टेक केयर भएरै बस्नको लागि अनुरोध गर्छु फर्स्ट अफ अल मेरो नाम चाहिँ सुशील पाण्डे हो म चाहिँ applyjob.com को फाउन्डर एन्ड सीईओ पनि हो सो वी स्टार्टेड आवर स्टार्टअप 2017 एन्ड हामीले 2017 देखि नै हाम्रो सफ्टवेयरलाई रेडी गरेर अहिले हामी जस्ट जेनबाट हामी सर्भिस सुरु गर्न गइरहेका थियौं सो अहिले हाम्रो कम्पनी इन्कर्पोरेट 7 कन्ट्रीमा पनि भइसकेको छ one of the Nepali company एउटा हामीले लिंक्डइन टाइपमा तपाईको सोशल कम्युनिटी बेस्ड कम्पनी पनि हो र हामी यसमा सेभरल डिफरेन्ट बिजनेस पनि दिदै छौं सो अहिले के भयो भने हामीले जसरी रिसेन्टली अपरेसनमा जाँदै थियौं वी इन्भेस्टेड ह्युज अफ इन्भेस्टमेन्ट अनि जस्ट अब यस्तो अब डिजास्टर मोमेन्ट आयो के अनि अब यो डिजास्टर मोमेन्ट 3-4 महिना कन्टिन्यू भयो भने त हामीलाई पनि धेरै गाह्रो पनि पर्छ हैन अपरेसनमा हाम्रो लगभग 50-60 जना स्टाफहरु पनि हुनुहुन्छ सो आउट अफ नेपाल अल्सो वी हैव स्टाफ सो यो सिचुएसनलाई म्यानेज गर्न अब डेफिनेटली देयर इज अ वे हैन अहिले अघि मैले डिस्कसन पनि देखिरहेको थिएँ देयर इज वे टु फन्ड रेज एन्ड डिस्कसन एन्ड ऑल बट त्यो फन्डले पनि यहाँ काम नगर्ने जस्तो देखियो कि सो व्हाट वी क्यान डु मनेसीको त राम्रो छ डेफिनेटली फर द खल्ती there is a chances to do business very well. अहिले मान्छेले बुझ्ने टाइम हुन्छ बल्ल डिजिटल पेमेन्ट गेटवे भनेको के हो भन्ने अहिले बल्ल मान्छेलाई पढाउनु पर्दैन कि अहिले बल्ल अटोमेटिकली तपाईको अटोमेसन भइदिन्छ मान्छे। मनिषजीलाई मैले एउटा क्वेशन के छ या अरु तपाई सबैलाई के छ भने सो यो मेरो यो अहिले प्रब्लम छ। अहिले म यसरी कम्पनीलाई अगाडि लिएर जाँदैछु, जस्ट यस्तो डिजास्टर मोमेन्ट आयो। सो यो सिचुएसनबाट निक्लिनको लागि के छ तपाईहरुको एडभाइस? So I am accepting that one.
Manish, would you like to take this question? Manish. Manish?
Yeah. So basically, it's very unfortunate कि तपाईले भर्खरै स्टार्ट गर्नु भएको थियो तपाईको HR company अनि अहिले यस्तो मोमेन्ट आयो। But I like, so you have closed the investment, right? What you say? Or you are looking for that?
Yeah, we started our startup 2017. त तपाईले जस्तै भनौं न खल्तीको एपहरु बनाउनको लागि जति टाइम लगाउनु भयो 3-4 वर्ष कति लगाउनु भयो त्यसरी नै हामीले 3 वर्ष लगाएर सिस्टम रेडी गर्यौं र अहिले सिस्टममा जम्प गरेर सर्भिसमा जानको लागि हामीले अपरेसन टेस्टिङ फेजमा थियौं। सो टेस्टिङ फेजमै हामीले यस्तो डिजास्टर फेस गर्नु पर्यो।
Okay, got it. So हेर्नुस् यसलाई चाहिँ के बुझ्नु भने तपाईले जब 2017 देखि स्टार्ट गर्नु भएको स्टार्टअप हो भने यु नीड पेशेन्स हैन। स्टार्टअपको एउटा बेसिक फन्डा के पनि हो भने पेशेन्स इज द की हैन। अब तपाई इफ हैन के रे तपाई आफ्नो आइडियामा र तपाईको के रे बिजनेस मोडलमा कन्भिन्स हुनुहुन्छ र फ्युचरमा लाइक डाउन द लाइन 3 months 7-6 months यदि तपाईको आइडियाले काम गर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ भने यु हैव टु कीप कन्टिन्युइङ दैट एकदम भेरी हार्डली र जन you have got chance to find jobs for people who will be employed, right? So take this as an opportunity हैन। तर म यो भन्दिन कि एकदम फुल फ्लेज लन्च मा जानुस्। I would suggest लिन भएर चाहिँ अहिले टेस्ट गर्नुस् डिफरेंट थिंग्सहरु हैन। This is the time where you can test things before you launch हैन। किनभने स्टार्टअपमा 1-2 वर्ष लन्च गरिसकेपछि पनि you will be testing lot of things के। तपाईले सोचेको फर्स्ट आइडिया कन्सेप्ट बिजनेस मोडल might not work. You have got a wonderful opportunity. Next 3 months or 6 months you can test lot of things because people will be willing to use your platform, I'm sure. तर make sure that हैन तपाईले चाहिँ बिजनेस मोडलमा वर्कआउट गर्नु भएको छ हैन। अदर इफ गर्नु भएको छैन भने दिस इज द राइट टाइम, यु हैव टु स्टार्ट वर्किङ अन दैट फर नेक्स्ट।
या डेफिनेटली वी या मनीष जस्ट एउटा सानो कुरा काटे मैले तपाईलाई। हाम्रो त्यही त नेपाल बेस्ड कम्पनी हो र हामीले ग्लोबली नै सर्भिस दिने भनेर बनाएको छ प्लेटफर्म हैन। लाइक यो जस्तो जुम जस्तो पनि हाम्रो यो तपाईको यो मिटिङ कन्फरेन्सको यो फिचरहरु पनि आउँदै छ डेफिनेटली कमिङ सुन।
So you are in luck. You are in luck, brother, because Zoom was spiked like anything. If you can market your product that it's similar to Zoom, I think you are there.
And supposed to we start our operation in India also. April but हामीले इन्डियाको मार्केटमा पनि जम्प गर्दै थियौ किन we have office in India as well. So we already incorporate in more than 7 countries. तर अहिले यस्तो भइदियो यति ठुलो इन्भेस्टमेन्ट हैन। अब तपाईको 50-60 लाख भन्ने कुरा पनि भएन, करोडौंको इन्भेस्टमेन्ट छ। तर यस्तो बेरियर आइदियो नि बीचमा। So how we can
so basically that's what, right? Make this as an opportunity हैन। तपाईले आफ्नो एज अघि देखि हामीले गभर्नेन्स र कम्युनिकेसनलाई चाहिँ फोकस गरिरहेका छौं हैन। I think this is the right time you can figure out for your company हैन। र don't take it as a small shot हैन। यसलाई चाहिँ स्प्रिन्ट हैन, यो म्याराथन हो हैन। So that I think you have to look for a bigger picture.
All right, so there are a few questions since we are live in our Facebook also. So there's a question from Sajilo Marmitseva. A lot of us are not clear about like getting permit to operate. We at Sajilo Marmitseva are trying to get permit as well to provide our services. Please help भनेर भनिरहेछ। निदान केही स्पेसिफिक केही आएको छ यसको बारेमा, कसलाई दिने कसलाई नदिने यस्तो कुराहरु सर्भिसेसहरुको बारेमा permitted? Nidhaan, I think there's issues in your audio, I guess. I don't know what's going on. Hello. Oh, सुनियो audio Manish सुन्दैछ
हजुर
बोल्नु त
हजुर
के निदानकोमा प्रब्लम भयो त्यो audio
I think so. Nidhankoमा problem भयो जस्तो लाग्यो.
Nidhan, I think there's a problem with your audio, so I'll just mute you for a while. Unmute गर्छु like so there are a lot of questions has been coming up. Ida Rizal. So Ida, can you can Navin Ida Rizal like unmute further so that you can ask question?
Thank you
right.
so much for this amazing initiation. I really appreciate this one. It has been like a very insightful thing at the moment. So what I wanted to talk about was recently we being a tech startup, the issues Nepalko digital platforms that promote garna and customer occupy garna that have always been an issue. But at this moment, like many people have realized the importance of digital platforms. So do you think this is the right time that we can promote Nepal digitally, talk about things that can be done? So if yes, how can we come together for this? Like there are many tech startups and most of us, we are working from home. So, like for me personally, I'm like effective because we have been managing like everyone from home and effectiveness, it's equal. So, do you think this is the right time where we can push that digital outgrowth into the country?
Manish, would you like to take this question?
Sure. So yeah, as you rightly said, this is the right time, I think, for pushing digital payments and digital startups into the country. But see, like things will not happen overnight, right? It will take time. But what we need from government and what government has to do is they have to accept the usage of digital platforms where things are efficient and helps to scale in difficult times as well. So I think this is the right time, and government is doing a part of it. It might not be the perfect, but they are trying to promote, like everyone is trying to promote the online things, and even online payments. We are blessed with that. So I think, yeah, as you said, we just not need government but ourselves as well. How much we are pushing in our family to use digital platform is also the question right now. So I think it's the right time, but not just from the government. We need to have a strong ecosystem where every player has to push that in their own way so that it is created. And it will not be created in a single day. It will take time, but this is the right time to initiate this and take it further.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. So sorry. Ira, since we're running out of time, like we'll be starting our Slack group soon. Probably you can ask this question personally also. Ira. All right. I think there's something wrong with your audio, man. All right. So we'll be taking the last questions from Syog. Syog, like unmute garden and Navin. Usko एउटा question थियो. Yeah. Syog, like unmute garden. Syog, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Syog, please go ahead.
So मेरो question चाहिँ के थियो भने कुन पोइन्टमा गएर अथवा कुन फ्याक्टर्सहरुले गरेर चाहिँ अपरेसन ले अफहरु डिसाइड गर्ने त अहिलेको कन्डिसनमा आएर इफ इट प्रोलङ्स फर अ लङ्गर पिरियड मैले चाहिँ इफ आई क्यान होल्ड फर 2 months अनि 2 month को टाइम पछिको टाइममा कुन कुन फ्याक्टर अपरेसन फ्याक्टर्सले हामीले अफलाई कसरी प्लान हुन्छ फ्याक्टर्सहरु के हुन सक्छ भनेर. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a very right question, and I think it's a question in everyone's head right now. So how we gonna go lean? कहिलेदेखि lean जाने? किनभने यो हुन कहिले समस्या भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ ठेकानै भएको छैन. Sanam, would you like to take this question?
Yeah, I think अहिलेको लागि fundamental question नै के हो? I mean, you really have to prioritize. के यो point, right? हाम्रो केसेसमा त्यही भएको छ. so I mean, when we look into our function lines, मेरो यो company plus अरू companies हेर्दाखेरि हामीले चाहिँ we really have to be very picky के हुन्छ नि कुनमा मात्र हामीले हेर्ने भनेर अहिले in most of the cases मेरो जतिजना फाउन्डर्सहरुसँग लेटली लगभग 10 डेजदेखि मेरो कुरा चल्दैछ सबैकोमा एउटा चाहिँ मैले कमनलिटी के भेटेको छु भने सबैले चाहिँ यो मलाई अब कुन चाहिँलाई चाहिँ प्रायोरिटी दिएर अहिलेको लागि ले अफ गर्ने या अलिकति स्लो डाउन गर्ने भन्नेमा आई कान्ट से कि यही भनेर तर एउटा धेरैले याद नगरेको मैले अलिकति त्यो पर्सपेक्टिभमा हेर्दाखेरि के देख्छु भने मार्केटिङ त्यो लाइनको मान्छेहरूलाई पनि अहिलेको चाहिँ मार्केटिङहरू यो चाहिँ एक्टिभिटिजहरू त्यति धेरै चाहिँदैन होला भनेर सोचेको छ तर मेरो विचारमा अहिले कुनै पनि स्पेसिफिक बाहिरबाट ब्याकग्राउन्ड नोइज अलि धेरै आएको छ
Alright, they go ahead.
Okay. So त्यो मध्येमा अहिले कुनै पनिलाई भन न भाइ सबै अब बिजनेसेसहरुको त छुट्टै छुट्टै आफ्नै नेचरहरु भइ नै हाल्छ त्यो हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ मलाई आई थिंक यु रियली हैव टु लुक एट all these things from a development perspective के अहिलेको लागि अनि हो अब अहिलेको लागि चाहिँ आई थिंक अघि पनि पटक कुरा भएको थियो अहिले मनिषले पनि भनेको थियो निधानले पनि भनेको कुरा सबभन्दा इम्पोर्टेन्ट कुरा के हो भने यु रियली हैव टु कम्युनिकेट विथ योर टिम मेरो विचारमा अहिले रिसेन्टली मैले एउटा फाउन्डरसँग कुरा गर्दै त्यो साथीले एकदम राम्रो काम गरेको उले चाहिँ के गर्यो भने टिमसँग कुरा गरेर ही वाज एबल टु मोटिभेट द टिम टु हुन्छ नि ब्रिङ डाउन द कस्ट स्टाफ स्यालेरिजहरुमा राम्ररी कम्युनिकेट गरिसकेपछि पिपल अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड के हुन्छ नि त्यो भएको कारणले देयर आर वेज टु वर्क अराउन्ड अहिलेको लागि यो नै हो भनेर फिक्स्ड हेर्नेको लागि यो क्राइसिस मोमेन्टमा चाहिँ इट्स एक्सट्रिमली डिफिकल्ट मलाई चाहिँ यसमा यो नै हुनुपर्छ भन्ने चाहिँ थाहा छैन तर अगेन मेरो विचारमा अहिले हेर्दाखेरि एक दुईवटा फंक्सनल लाइन्सहरुलाई चाहिँ अलिकति कम प्रायोरिटी दिने खालको मैले सिचुएसन देखेको छु के जस्तै एउटा सानो एक्जाम्पल एडमिन र फाइनान्स हैन एउटा फाउन्डरसँग कुरा हुँदाखेरि उले चाहिँ एडमिन र फाइनान्सको चाहिँ अलि त्यति धेरै युज हुँदैन होला मेरो एडमिन र फाइनान्सको मान्छे उलाई चाहिँ अहिलेको लागि अलि स्लो डाउन गराउनु पर्ला भन्दाखेरि आई थट हैन त्यो त मेरो लागि त अपोजिट थियो किनभने एडमिन र फाइनान्सको काम एसओपीज बनाउनु पर्ला अहिले फाइनान्शियल पोलिसीजहरु बनाउने टाइम होला छ तिमीहरुकोमा इन प्लेस भन्ने छैन भन्छ आई मिन हुन्छ नि त्यो तरिकाले हामीले हेर्न मिल्दैन आई थिंक अलिकति होलिस्टिक अप्रोच चाहिँ चाहिन्छ कि जस्तो फिल हुन्छ मलाई यो टाइममा अहिले फेरि कुनै पनि हामीले डिपार्टमेन्ट अर लाइक भनौं न कुनै पनि हामीले फंक्सनल लाइन्सहरुलाई हेर्दाखेरि स्ट्रेट फरवर्ड त्यो कनेक्टिभिटी चाहिँ हामीले भुलिरहेको हुन्छौँ के सो यो भएको कारणले आई थिंक यो दिस इज अ भेरी फन्डामेन्टल क्वेसन अहिले धेरै फाउन्डर्सहरुलाई यो लेभलको क्वेसनले चाहिँ बग गरेको छ त्यही भएको कारणले आई थिंक अनि यो अहिलेको लागि मैले भने जस्तो कोलाबोरेसन इज द की you have to reach out to other founders you can't just sit in isolation अहिले recently we have seen a lot of spike in conversation के त्यो फाउन्डर्सहरु बीचमा एकदमै धेरै कन्भर्सेसन भएको छ र यदि आइसोलेसनमा बस्यो भने देयर विल बी अ प्रब्लम त्यही भएको कारणले अनि अर्को सबै गर्दै मेरो विचारमा अहिले एउटा गर्नुपर्ने भनेको यु हेभ टु लुक आउट फर कोचेस यु हेभ टु लुक आउट फर मेन्टर्स प्लिज गो एन्ड टक विथ देम यो हुन्छ नि यो तरिकाको हामीले यदि if you don't really seek out for these sort of long run मा झनै गाह्रो हुन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई
thank you Sanam bhai I think like it was a wonderful almost 1 hour 15 minutes को यो whole session अब लगभग हामी एन्ड मा पनि आइसकेको छौं I think we had a very good conversation since like
can you hear me?
Yeah
okay I'm live now okay
all right so we are almost end of the session thank you Nidhaan Manish Sanam bhai and thank you everyone who participated over here हामी चाहिँ चाँडै एउटा स्ल्याकमा चाहिँ यो काठमाडौँ स्टार्टअप्सको एउटा ग्रुप पनि बनाउँदै छौं so that all founders can talk discuss things you know and whoever has time please response पनि गरिदिनुस् to end this program I would like to invite Santosh who is working behind the scene for whole things to give a word of thanks. Santosh, please come ahead.
Thank you, Dibyesh Bhai. Hello, everyone. So my name is Santosh Pandey, and I run a company called Offering Happiness. On Kathmandu Startups, I volunteer to host this kind of events, and we're really happy that we got this many participation. So हुन्छ नि यहाँ पनि 55 प्लस लाइभ हामी जुममा थियौँ 100 जना भन्दा बढी लाइभ हामीलाई हेरिराख्नु भएको फेसबुकमा पनि सो इट्स रियली नाइस अनि वी गट रियली नाइस क्वेसन्सहरु पनि So thank you all three panelists, Nidhaan Dai, त्यसपछि Sanam Dai, Manish Dai, even our moderator Dibyesh Dai लाई पनि. So we'll be continuing this kind of discussions अगाडि पनि. So even हामीसँग एउटा फेसबुक ग्रुप छ काठमाडौँ स्टार्टअप्स भन्ने, जोइन त्यो ग्रुपमा पनि तपाईहरु हुनुहुन्न भने, र स्ल्याक पनि हामी सुरु गर्छौं, where we'll initiate this conversation अझै डिटेलमा, where एकले अर्कालाई हेल्प गर्न सक्छौं. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Santosh. Thank you, Dibyesh Dai.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.